This chapter is amazing. I don't need to review it. Just leave it like that, and you already know why. Joking aside, not really to be honest, what is there to say about it? It's not the chapter I thought I wanted, but it's the chapter I didn't think I needed. It's Gintama at its finest in its serious tone. It's the finale that surpassed the last Usuro battle. It's the finale that surpassed my expectation, and trust me, it was pretty high. It's the finale that the fans will forever remember. Right from the beginning, it's a knee-jerking experience with a sheer amount of intensity in the air. Gintoki and Usuro are not even fighting, yet I got goosebumps just reading their dialogues. Speaking of which, Usuro continues to be the most sinister villain in a long time for Shonen Jump. I know it's technically not part of it anymore, but it did spawn from it. The point is, Usuro is intimidating as always, drawing the aura of sinister that have outsmarted everyone. He retells the whole story on why and how all the events led to this very moment, in case if you are confused. Above all, it does add the shivering feeling because of how right he was about everything. The line about the path makes a callback, which makes me happy because I reflect this many times before on how important his words were. That means I didn't overthink it. Sorochi acknowledged it. Also, it adds more to the theme of Silver Soul, a necessary conflict to challenge. Lastly, and more importantly, it adds more to Gintoki's character, a man who can't escape the tragic path that happened to repeat itself. It's a mad world. The showdown between the two have been on point and stellar, and they haven't yet to attack to make it so. Even Gintoki grasping his sword got me chills. That's how unnerving it is. He may have gone through hell, but he will forever keep his words with his friends. No matter what happens, they will find their way to regroup. The conversation is so compelling. It doesn't resort to power of friendship in blatant terms. All of their words felt meaningful because it relates perfectly to their characters. Those words about Tsuki made me feel so good, but it ultimately segued to a twist to Usuro's own game. The twist is great because it finally put Usuro in his own mind game, and rightfully deserved. It turns out that he was the one lying down, and Shoujo was never there. It was confusing, of course, but the explanation is pretty rewarding. We last saw him about to kill Shoujo, but it actually never went through. He was stopped by Oboro because his blood was also consumed. This makes sense, especially when we just learn about how everything works. Not only that, but it's even better with him being the one to stop. How can Sorochi make a dead guy who was once a villain become so likable in Afterlife? That's amazing. I got so gleeful when Gintoki takes the role of a tyrant, looking down on Usuro. It's like I have foodgasm without taking a bite. The mind game on Usuro is awesome. That line delivery about what he sees is superb. Tsuki stabbed himself rather than Shoujo. That commitment cannot be broken. Gintoki's strike is so well earned, along with the parallel. To recap, Shoujo is saved for now, and he's going to be helped by Yorozuya. Those moments were stellar enough. The next scene is downright masterful, but it comes with a heavy price. It's really tough to choose the best scene of this chapter. It's interchangeable to me. Regardless, the next scene is perhaps the moment I never expected. I was so hung on the idea that the final battle must be explosive, literally or not, tons of action, and a solid storytelling. Maybe because plenty of writers thought bigger means better. That is not the case here, and that's a great thing. What the fans get and thankfully understand the nature and premise is a wonderful, climactic ending. Just before the final exchange, there's one more conversation, preparing you for the greatness. The bone-chilling feeling that I have comes from Gintoki posing like a true samurai, ready to fight. That cold stare only increased the chill factor. Usono's words are hurtful, especially when he more or less guilt-tripping Gintoki. Words about losing a master and a friend. Those are stabbing to the heart pain. The narrative is whether the end path for Gintoki will forever be an empty void. Shoyo is saved, but will Tsuki be saved as well? The answer is yes, just not what you're hoping for. It's badass enough for Gintoki to pose as a samurai. It's even more so when he doesn't move at all to all of Usono's hit. None of them connects. He stands as he knows he will never be empty. The ones he wanted to protect are right there in his soul. That panel with Tsuki preventing Usono's attacks is pure awesome. That's friendship at its best. The next scene is mesmerizing. Everything is impactful for one main reason: the storytelling. If Usono was just himself, it would have been pretty cool. But that would be the end of it. It would have been a simple high-five victory. However, this is Tsuki's body, so the story has changed. It's a heartbreaking story that will pain the fans. It's a tragic story that must be done. And I love it. I love every single panel. It's all one-sided, but it's incredible. Much like how One Punch Man is brilliant at one-hit gag, this is brilliant at finishing the fight in a one-sided beatdown with a crushing soul. I love how every hit slowly eats Gintoki's calmness, closing in to kill Usono, but above all, kill his best friend. The memories begin to surface, causing me to feel the agony. I can't do it justice here, but it's simply gorgeous. My favorite part is the sword reflection. No matter what happens, no matter if Tsuki has to die, the reflection shows true color. He is proud of Gintoki. This is unfair. I don't want to cry. The way how it was paneled is amazing. It is an emotional roller coaster, and each passing panel draws closer to sad fate. It aches me when it zooms in Gintoki's eyes, understanding the pain he has to go through. But it has to be done. That roar as he holds Tsuki's sword is chilling. The sad part is, I wanted to cheer and celebrate, but instead, I found myself pleading to stop. The double page spread says it all. Epic, but heartbreaking. The deed is done. I love Usono's end as he truly learned the lesson as he dies. The lesson of humanity staying strong in the soul. It speaks well to his character and is better than simply meet people with strong willpower. It's a great moral that captures the theme. I honestly didn't do justice on the scene, but it's one I often go back dozens and dozens of times. No exaggeration. The scene with Yoruzuya and Shoyo is something I thought I would never see, but undoubtedly welcoming. It makes completely sense for them to interact. It's simply the past meet the present. It also works out well to give Shoyo a better light that his action has his upbringing, and that is giving Gintoki the life he has today. The panels with Gintoki looking down at Tsuki with a line about saving or protecting is quite telling. It's very fitting for Shinpachi to be the one to thank Shoyo for meeting Gintoki. Who knows what would have happened instead if they didn't meet. It's such a nice moment of two generations bonding. Now, here comes the hardest part. I wasn't so sure what to prepare for, but it's not the writing's fault. It's me hoping for a quick ass pull or something people despise in shonen genre. The series may be at the end, but to see a very popular character to die is hard to accept. Rarely that happens. Maybe Tsuki will receive the Sasuke treatment, even if it was bullcrap. Sadly, Sorochi doesn't play that way. In short, this is it. Pay respect one last time. It's as everything you can expect. is downright sad. I find it morbid to think that wins and losses count was a huge indication for their end. It was designed for one to receive the win to decide it all, but at a price of a life. Not like this. Even so, it's touching that Gintoki doesn't want the victory, even if Tsuki finds it pity. I love their last share of conversation, talking about how they were bitter with each other since youth, but they could have been best of friends. Scratch that. They always have been. What hurts me the most is the fact Tsuki have lived in the past for so long, and what could have been show plenty of possibilities, but his death means it wasn't meant to be. If that's not tragic, I don't know what is. When I read the chapter's title, I was speculating that it could mean a good thing. Technically, I was right, but not like this. Sorochi truly knows how to make something simple, complex, small, or large, absolute meaningful. And by God, this is no exception. Tsuki's left eye's final vision was the tear of his best friend. The right should see Gintoki as the man he knows very well, the man he can call an eternal rival. That's his final wish, and Gintoki grants that with a smile. The eye slowly closes. He vowed to get his win one day in hell, and Tsuki will be waiting. He's gone. Gintoki cries. Powerful. Simply powerful. Everything from this scene, let alone the chapter, was masterful. I don't know how my face looked like after reading this, but I know my eyes were watery. Let me tell you, listening to Unravel Acoustic was a massive mistake. It had me pouring. You could complain all you want about not wanting to end, but if it results to this pure quality, why fight it? This is what the fans truly deserve. Not exactly killing a beloved character, but the top level of writing that one would say it's been 84 years. I know it's a joke, but I have to lighten up after this. The next chapter will be the last. By all means, end it. We are satisfied enough. This chapter will go down as the best of the series, most likely the best I have read this year. It will likely to have the best ending in a long time. I am seriously considering to buy all volumes in one sweep. There's no need to repeat on why this chapter is the best. You read it and you'll know it. If only this was posted in a magazine, I would buy it in a heartbeat. So here it comes. The final chapter is next. This is all for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was such a hard chapter to read. I can't believe that this happened. I honestly believe something good will come out for Tsuki, but this series knows what to do when it has to feel real, and it really hurts. What do you think of this chapter? There's so much I wanted to say. There's a lot of great moments. There's so many wonderful moments, including the parallel, how Tsuki stabbed himself to save his life and ultimately stabbed himself to end his life. It's such a wonderful chapter. Every time I look back, there's always something to appreciate. Everything about it is masterful. I'm sorry for the late review. It's a very busy week at work. I apologize for the late review, but I hope it was worth your time. I will have a special video ready when the final chapter releases. That is, if it's the final chapter. But only time will tell. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care. Tsuki, you won't be here next time, but you'll forever be remembered in our soul. Rest in peace.